Practice and fan day inside Bryant-Denny since 2019. We start this new week off with a bang. It's Monday. We're getting this thing rolling and high and show in the streets, covering your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have everybody in here on today. We bring you the show from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. And speaking of a channel, you know what time it is? You know 100% what time it is. You hit that subscribe button. You tap subscribe right now. Stop what you're doing. Hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the show. Get every friend, family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan to hit subscribe as well. Share the show around. Every platform you have, every person that you know. Get everybody hooked on the show right here in my own words. Also, tap the like button. Give us that thumbs up. Hit that like button. Show that love to us right there. Trying to get the show 50 likes out the gate to start it. That daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat go $100 right there. We appreciate you, the Alabama football fan base. Also, hit that notification bell so that way you miss nothing when it comes down to your Bama football. But Got a lot of things to dive into. Quite the amount to talk about. 26 days to Alabama football. Taking on Middle Tennessee State inside Bryant-Denny, Saturday, September the 2nd. But we want to hear from you tonight. Outstanding fans of Tide football. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. Number to call in. Let your voice be made known on the show. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Well, John, without further ado here, first topic of conversation, so much here from the open practice fan day of fall camp. And the first topic goes to a conversation everybody continues to be up in arms about. The quarterback conversation, quarterback talk, quarterback room, quarterback race, quarterback battle, that type of ordeal right there. But everybody's up in arms about this, especially for you, the fans that were out there at Bryant-Denny, checking out the open practice that lasted about 2 hours. Yours truly got a lot of this source down information from people I know that were involved there at the open practice. And so what I came away with here is Steele inconsistency within the whole quarterback room through the first 3 to 4 days of camp. No one separated. Coach Saban is perfectly fine with allowing this cake to bake in the oven. I just hope he don't burn the cake up. But Nick Saban, perfectly fine with allowing this cake to continue baking here in the oven. Bama's quarterback room remaining inconsistent at this point through the first 3 to 4 days of camp. There were some good moments by the quarterbacks. There were some good moments, but there were also some moments where you kind of scratch your head and go, we really cannot have that on the field of play this upcoming season. And I know you no longer have Bryce Young, and for a lot of you as Alabama fans, in your mind, it's, everybody else, they've got their quarterback, their guy's name, they're moving on with life, they're moving on to other things, they got their quarterback in order, and here we are, we don't know who our guy is going to be at this moment. And while that's a good thing because it doesn't allow defenses to fully strategize who you could put out there, but at the same time, the negative is you yourself do not know who's going to be the guy going out there. So it's a double-edged sword, if you will. It is a catch-22 situation. But as we look at here, breaking down the entire quarterback room one by one, we start this off of Jalen Milroe. Milroe had some good moments in the open practice. He had some good throws. He had some good plays. Had some good moments. Now, sometimes he had balls that were dropped. There were a few balls that were put right there on the money to wide receivers from Milroe. They could not hang on to the ball. That's not Milroe's fault. Receivers going to catch the football, but Milroe he had some good moments. Milroe's thing is consistently stacking those moments. That's what gets him in trouble. He'll have moments where he's putting the ball on the money, he's being accurate with the football, he's making the right decisions. And he'll have a couple of plays later where there's a receiver wide open and he one-hops the ball in the dirt. There's a receiver wide open and he misses that wide receiver by 5 to 7 yards. So there are throws that he would like to have back, most definitely, but it wasn't just awful for Milroe. He had some good moments out there. He has to continue stacking those moments on top of each other. That's the big thing there when it comes down to Milroe. When you look at Ty Simpson, they're just small things tripping him up, right? He has an arm, very talented arm. One source in particular told me there are moments where Ty Simpson has a throw and you're like, dang, ooh, that's an NFL throw. That's a big league throw. That's a huge throw. And then he'll have moments where small things trip him up and does not continue with that level of consistency. And that's the big thing with Ty Simpson. Coach's son, played quarterback his whole life, former 5-star, has all the physical tools that you want to have, but he's got to clean up, tweak up the small stuff. Ty Simpson had a pick, an interception in the open practice. He had a ball that one-hopped a receiver in the dirt. He had some rough moments out there as well. So for Ty, it's the arm talent's there. The ability to make every throw is right there. With him, it's just small stuff he's got to tweak up. Can't be staring down your receiver. Can't be doing that. Small things for Tyler to tweak up there. And then when you look at Tyler Buchner, to me, some good stuff, but he's not ready just yet. He's not ready. Tyler Buchner is not ready. Still trying to learn, still trying to kind of sort of feel his way through. Yes, he's got more experience in terms of playing live action football than the other two, but just being at Alabama, Simpson and Milroe have a leg up on Tyler Buchner. And I've said this before. If Buchner would have came in spring ball, would have been a different story. But because he came in the summer, he's trying to catch up, learn some stuff. Kind of hard here to play catch up. Some good things. Got talent. But right now, behind the other two. So when you look at just this from the perspective of Milroe and Simpson here, let's just pull those two out. If you look at Milroe and Simpson, the idea is both guys see it big picture. Both guys understand the big picture. The question is, who can dive inside the picture and tweak up the small, intricate details and show Coach Saban, hey, I'm the man? That's the big thing, right? You have so many people in life, they understand the big picture. They're big picture guys, big picture visionaries. But they're not quite keen on the fine little details. And then you have those that can get into the details. They're a beast with figuring out details, but they're not quite keen on the big picture. With Milroe and Simpson, they understand big picture. They get it. Bryce Young's gone. We got to get this done. We got to take this job, right? We have all of the pieces around us. All of the talent around us is right here. We got to get this done. But which one of these two can show the coaching staff that they have jumped into the finite details and tweak up some things to put themselves in the best possible position to be the guy? Because I feel like at this point, Saban's going to continue to hold that quarterback race close to his chest, keep everything private until probably the first or second game of the season. This quarterback race looks like 2011 when you had A.J. McCarron and Phillip Sims. And it was tight. And the matchup against Kent State to open the season, both guys threw a pick. I think Phillip Sims threw 2 picks. And then Coach Saban said, you know what? A.J. threw one less pick. Let's just roll with him against Penn State. Let's cross our fingers, see what happens. A.J. went out there, handled business, kept the car on the road, right? You win 27-11 over Penn State. A.J. became the guy. Or it looks like the 2016 quarterback situation between Blake Barnett and Jalen Hurts. Everybody was sold on Blake Barnett. He got the start against USC to open the season. He got like the first 3 to 4 possessions. Alabama couldn't move the football. So then Coach Saban throws Jalen Hurts in there. He had the fumble his first possession, 3 and out the second possession, third possession, touchdown pass, Ardarius Stewart. Then Jalen Hurts got it going. And despite the fact that Blake Barnett did find Garrett Dieter for a touchdown later in the game, the goose was already cooked. Jalen Hurts was already pulling in all of the fan base right then and there. So this has the makings. 2011, A.J. and Phillip Sims. 2016, Blake Barnett, Jalen Hurts. But between Milroe and Simpson, which one of these two can jump into the details and really tweak this thing up? Because both had some good moments over the weekend, but both inconsistent. Nobody is straight pulled away. And U.S. Bama fans, you guys have talked about it. Jalen Milroe's job to lose, but if Ty Simpson wants it, He's got to consistently snatch it away, showing Coach Saban, hey, this is my job. Coach Saban mentioned this week, or to start, well, on Sunday, he mentioned that his quarterback battle, fall camp, is not the beginning of the end. He wants these guys battling beyond the point where a starter's named. So Saban wants competition every single day. So for Milroe and Simpson, which one can jump into these details and really, truly pull away here at this juncture? We take our first break on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your interactions, a dialogue with you. How do you feel from the open practice? What did you gain from the quarterback conversation? Who has the edge in your mind? We want to hear from you, the Bama faithful, after this.
Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
And what's going on, Bama Nation? We're back, rocking and rolling to the action from the break. Number one show, number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Appreciate you guys checking us out on a Monday. Continue tapping that subscribe button. Make this your stop here for Tide Football. Hitting that like button as well. Giving us that thumbs up, showing that support to the show. Also, that daily super chat going, $100 there, daily super chat going. We got some super chats to get into right now. So how about first, get that horn ready, John. We got Jamie Wilhelm in the building with that $4.99. Dropping the love in there. Behind Jamie, we got the All-Star, Big Bill. Bill from New York with that $7 donation. Helping us out there. And then, here he comes. Oh my, we got David Pickett with 99 in the super chats. Oh wow, we hit it. The daily super chat, go, hit it. Money in the bag, bang. Appreciate all of you guys continuing to do what you do, making the short show your network, your platform, channel, space for all things Bama football. Right now, we're going to go to our sponsors, Factor Fresh right here. So, Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Can help you fuel up fast with flavorful, nutritious, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track reaching your goals. Factor offers delicious flavor-packed options on the menu each week to fit a variety of lifestyles from keto to calorie smart, vegan plus, veggie, and protein plus. Round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45 plus add-ons, including breakfast items like our delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, and potato and bacon and egg breakfast skillets right there. So head to factormeals.com/TDA50 and use the promo code TDA50 to get 50% off. That's code TDA50 at factormeals.com to get 50% off. Check out the people there It Factor, and folks, they've done just a tremendous job for me. I've been on the Factor plan. I've added some protein to my diet. I've bulked up my body and adding that protein, as y'all can see here. I mean, Factor got me in great shape, great weight, just smooth body transformation movement right now. It's great food. It gets you where you need to be. Factor Fresh, Factor.com. Check them out. Outstanding job, especially what they've been able to do in helping me keep myself in my best possible shape here. But we go to the phone lines, have a take your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in to get your voice be heard on the show, 205-448-1358. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steve, this is Michael from Columbus, South Carolina. How you doing?
Doing great, Michael, and yourself?
Doing good. I just got two questions for you.
Go ahead.
So with the quarterback, I've been talking about this a lot about, who I believe should start at quarterback, and I'm still going to stand with Ty Simpson. I've seen a lot from him in practice. From what I've seen, to me it's either him or Miro. Either one of them. I was like, how you think about that? Who do you believe should be the starting quarterback? And then lastly, with the wide receivers, do you think that Isaiah Bond should be starting over Jermaine Burton?
Well, I'll take that last one first, Michael. I think Isaiah Bond definitely should get a starting look over Jermaine Burton. Bond has had a phenomenal offseason working with Tavon Austin, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Bond had a really good open practice. We'll get to that in the second topic here. So I think Bond over Burton definitely. The first question about the quarterbacks, tough one because both guys bring something in referring to Milroe and Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson has the NFL arm for him. Can he just clean up the small things? One in particular, don't stare down the receiver, but clean up the small things in his game to stack up those consistent outings. For Jalen Milroe, he had a good practice over the weekend. He did. He had some balls that were dropped. He skipped some balls in the dirt that he would love to have back. But with him, just stacking good throws on top of each other, whichever one of these two can tweak up the details, right? That's what Saban wants to see. Who can tweak up the details? They both get the big picture. They both see it. But if they can just tweak up the details, whichever one does at the best, and get you as close as you want to be, that's the guy that Bama's going to roll with.
Thank you, Steven.
Appreciate Michael there calling from South Carolina to the show. We're going to grab this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, my boy, G from Raleigh. How you doing?
G, what's happening, man?
No much, brother. Hey, look. I love how your first questions to Saban has been about the D-line. Hey, Saban, we ain't blind, bro. We got eyes on your boy Roach now.
Now, G, you saw how Saban tried to play me, though.
Yeah, he tried you, but that's a good thing, though, Steve. That's how you build in your profession. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the guy that he know, that other coaches know. Oh, Steve's in the building. What he go ask? So I'm glad when he got on you, I said that's the notoriety we pushing for. Though. So I'm good for that though. That's what's up. But hey Steve, I want one thing from you, there, dog. Next time you get a chance to ask Saban the question, ask him about our boy Jaden Roberts. I'm hearing a lot about Dalcourt. I'm hearing a lot about Ferguson. But what's going on with the Mammoth Robertson? Another thing, receivers. I've been hearing a lot of drops still going on for Bond. They say Bond getting open. They say Bond leaving people, but they say he's still dropping that ball, Steve. Let me know something.
Appreciate G calling in there from Raleigh. Going back to Jaden Roberts, I'm waiting for him too. I mean, he came in the same class with Terrence Ferguson, that 2021 class. I'm waiting for Roberts to finally get his say-so in this thing. Now, Isaiah Bond did have a touchdown reception in the open practice. He did drop a ball or two, but he did have a touchdown reception in the open practice. I understand the conditions out there, the excessive heat, 90-something degrees with the heat index of over 100, testing your metal there. But once again, no excuse there. If the ball is hitting you in your hands, you got to catch the football. And that's not just Isaiah Bond, but everybody out there in that wide receiver room. But we're going to grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steve, how's it going? It's Jay from over the road. I'm a truck driver. So I've listened to your show and I just got one thing I want to say. So okay. I feel like I know the Bama standard is a national championship. But somehow, some way, if we don't make it, I feel like an SEC championship will be just fine, in my opinion. I feel like that's a great success by even getting an SEC championship. What's your opinion?
I mean, Jay, getting an SEC championship would be fantastic. It would be, especially after you did not get one a season ago. But this year's Group J, I mean, the culture that's been built in this program, they're about getting to that national championship. And Coach Saban has even been vocal about it. When you don't make the playoff and when you don't, win that national championship, it is a letdown. And even though winning the SEC would be fantastic, and it would be, this group is about getting to that national, especially after seeing the last 2 years. Georgia showed you straight in your face, playing dominant defense. You don't need the electrifying quarterback. Georgia won back-to-back with Stetson Bennett. So if you can win back-to-back with Stetson Bennett and have an incredible defense, Coach Saban knows, hey, we kind of started that formula in Tuscaloosa. And the SEC championship would be awesome, don't get me wrong, but this is a group that's hungry and trying to gun after a national title.
I agree. I'm going to say one more thing. I heard Tyler Booker. You seen his little short on YouTube. He was saying, I want to make people quit. And I love that mentality. I want to see people quit as well, because he said we're going to run the ball. We're going to make people quit. And we are also going to throw the ball, because we got great people who can do it. And I just feel like I know the short throws could be thrown, but in crunch time, can we throw that deep ball like we need to? Is it possible? And I feel like Jalen Miro and Ty Simpson can do it. I just feel like can one of them grab their brass ring, as you using a wrestling term? Can they grab their brass ring and take over the job? And that's all I got to say. I just want to thank you for your show. I appreciate you for everything.
Absolutely. Jay from Meridian calling in right there. That's the big thing. Jalen and Ty, they both see it big picture. But which one can dive into the details of the picture, fine-tune those details, and be the guy? The big question for both of them moving forward. But we're going to grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hi, Stephen. Bill from New York. How are you tonight?
Doing great, Bill. Doing fantastic, man. But better question is, how are you doing?
Oh, we're cool. We're fine. First thing I want to say is I saw that interview with you when you asked Saban a question. It looked to me like he likes you. You know what I mean? He had that sly grin on his face. You know how he is. He's not Mr. Congeniality. You know what I mean? I thought that was cool. I didn't see any bad blood at all. I think he likes you. But I like what you said about Saban being ready to make changes. And I happen to like his strategy now and not naming anybody. I'm thinking maybe he's even giving guys a little bit of equal time at the quarterback position, because who knows who it's going to be. Like he said, he wants somebody to grab the bull by the horns. And, now at least they'll all be a little more familiar with the system than they would have with like last year, like Bryce was the starter, period. And what I think, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, with the yards per attempt, even though I like that stat. But I think that, defensive coordinators are going to be jamming the line of scrimmage, to force us to pass. That's what I would do if I was DC opposing Alabama. And we got to have a guy who can take that bet. Georgia they had that crazy tight end last year. He looks as good as Kelsey. You know what I mean? And like guys would jam the line. They just throw to this kid. Maybe we could do that too. I don't know, but we need our receivers to step up, and we need a quarterback to step up. What do you think?
Alabama needs both of those positions, Bill. You're right, to step up, especially at wide receiver where, Bryce Young no longer at the program. He's in the pros now. So they've got to catch the ball, regardless of what the conditions are, regardless of doesn't matter. If that ball is anywhere in your area, you have got to come down with the football. So that's the big thing here for this group of wide receivers. And the quarterback, I mean, you have Milroe, you have Simpson. Buckner still learning his way, but you have Milroe and Simpson. Of these two, which one can get the details in order? They both get the big picture. They both have talents to bring to the table, but those details of being consistent throwing the football, stacking good throws together, putting the ball where it needs to be every single time or close to every single time, where Saban and Tommy Reese and everybody else recognizes that. Who between these two can tweak up those details? The one that does that is the one that starts. I still feel like Saban will keep this kind of close to the vest, as he tends to do, unless somebody just blows it out of the water. But one of these two has to tweak up these details.
I think you're 100% right. I'll end it by saying, Stephen, I'm glad to get a chance to talk to you now. Soon you're going to be a multimillionaire on the big screen and everything. And you know what? I'm going to call you then, too. Now, you have a good night.
Appreciate my man Bill from New York calling into the show on a Monday. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. We're going to roll with this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Stephen? It's your boy, Coach Smook, and I'm in the building, man. And
hey, what's going on, football, brother, man?
What's going on, brother, man? We talk offline and everything, but man, I'm glad to be back to catch the show live again, brother, man. It's good to see everybody in the chat, man. And you talking about this Alabama, the state of Alabama football right now. These are the off seasons I love, man. When it's all we have so many questions. The media is creating all these different narratives about Alabama being done. We don't have a quarterback. And it's just, I love it, man. Because I'm a fan of the game. And when you go back and watch the film on each quarterback, and you look at the assets that he's going to have available around him, as far as the skill positions, as far as the offensive line that I believe is going to have they're probably going to be the most improved aspect of the offense that we're going to see this year. Everybody think we had issues with the wide receiver room and not being able to get into the run game. But Tommy Reese and what Alabama is used to and what is a proven effective strategy for championship-built teams, this is a match made in heaven for what we need, man. You talking about resetting the standard, reobtaining the standard. You want a guy like Tommy Reese who has those old school hardcore values with new school concepts. And my thing is, and what I'm coming away with this team, man, the climate of the team is the word physicality, the word focus, the word intensity. Those words right there being echoed throughout the locker room, through every interview from players and coaches alike. That's a feeling. That's something that we got to feel good about, and to go and to have the fan day practice and to see all the reports that were coming out and how consistent. You can go to your reliable sources and see how consistent the information was in regards to the performance of everybody that we had expectations for, and the mold and the energy around the team. And that's the biggest thing we can just bank our money on right now, just the mentality change. Last year I didn't feel like there was a bunch of confidence guys. I felt like it was a bunch of guys who knew that they had ability, but they were just relying on being, hey, I'm a 5-star, I'm a this, I'm a that, this is Bama. But I feel like these guys really feel like they got something to prove. And when you got coaches like Kevin Steele, you know, Robert Bala, who's already, you know, he's hearing the talks. He's not ready. How he get a position at Alabama this and the third? He's about to be out the way. Jeremy Pruitt's coming in to move him out the way. You know, he's hearing it, and he has something to prove. And that inside linebacker room is responding to Robert Bala. I don't know what he's doing. The energy that he's bringing, those guys are responding. Because
what he's doing,
Jefferson.
What he's doing, Smoke,
Crazy,
he's bringing thump back to that room. Robert Bala is bringing some serious thump back to that inside linebacker room.
I know it. I can see it, man. It's just this look gives me. You remember 2011 SEC Media Day 2011? That look in them eyes, the defenders, guys like was it Lester and Menzie and all those guys when they was doing those interviews, man. I just remember that energy that came around those guys, man. And when you combine that with a guy like, let's say Jalen Milroe ends up winning the job. And I think Jalen Milroe has a chance to win the job based off seniority primarily and his ability to just be a competitor. But if we ever get to a situation where we need a quarterback, not an athlete, Ty Simpson's guy. People are talking about his inconsistency in these practices. You got to credit that to, one, familiarity. He's been throwing against these guys since spring. These defenders, these DBs, first string, second string, third string. Ty is throwing against every DB on the Bama roster. He's the only one that's gotten first and second team reps. Jalen Milroe has been primarily first team. So Ty Simpson, yes, he's becoming a little bit more familiar. These DBs are getting more familiar with him. The coverages, the looks are familiar to the defense. I don't believe they're even practicing game scheme right now. So yeah, I believe he's going to look inconsistent. But when it comes to them lights coming on, Ty Simpson is a under them lights player. And I didn't give him a lot of credit coming out of high school because of the level of competition he played against. But you look at that same mentality carried over and the confidence is carried over with the growth and progression at the quarterback level on the field. You see the development happening. This guy's something special. He giving me weird A.J. McCarron vibes. And I'm going to end it with this, Steven. I think the job goes to who can handle the Texas game. I mean, literally handle the Texas game, not get us over the hump. I mean, literally go out there and execute. If Jalen Milroe comes out and struggles, because I believe he'll be the starter going into Texas. If he comes out and we get stalled 3 drives, and Ty Simpson comes out and he scores with 8 to 11 plays of actual snaps, I think Ty Simpson starts to show that he could separate himself, and we get to see him under the lights more instead of having to go off what they're doing in practice. And with that, man, I just want to say, roll tide. I miss you guys. And, man, roll tide, man, roll tide.
Appreciate my man, Coach Smook, calling in. And Smook brought up a point that I recently had myself. This quarterback conversation right now, very similar, 2011, A.J. McCarron, Phillip Sims. A.J. McCarron went out there against Penn State, Happy Valley, big game. Showed the moment wasn't too big for him. Got it done. Bama won 27-11. McCarron became the guy from then on out. 2016, season opener, Alabama, USC, Jerry World down there in Arlington, Texas. AT&T Stadium. Blake Barnett got the start. Looked like a deer in headlights there. Jalen Hurts came in. Moment wasn't too big for him once he got the fumble and the 3-and-out behind him. Start putting points up on the board. Alabama went with Jalen Hurts ever since that game. So I can clearly see week 2, Texas, Steve Sarkisian rolling in here to Bryant Denny. Whichever one of these two takes the moment, rises to the moment, doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment, but handles business to be your starting quarterback. We're going to take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven, this is Corey calling from Trussville, Alabama.
How we feeling, Corey?
I'm doing great. I got a couple of points here I'd like to make. First of all, I really enjoyed what Tyler Booker said about making their blank quit, because that's what Alabama is built on, especially in the past early Saban years. Because while, yes, the RPO and all that stuff was great, but where did it lead us to? I mean, and I understand the 2020 offense was in the RPO era, but that team was balanced. But when we've had the RPO with Tua and then Bryce Young, it never led us to a national championship. And when you have the make your blank quit kind of offense where it's not just running but balanced with the passing game, it's when Alabama's been at their best.
Absolutely. And Coach Saban, Corey, has mentioned this several times, wanting to get back to that balance, wanting to have that power run game to make you quit, but balance it out with play action passes, with throws downfield. Tyler Booker mentioned that, hey, we're going to use the run to set up the pass, and this is an offensive line that wants to be physical, that wants to beat you in the mouth. They really do. Tyler Booker wants to do it. J.C. Latham wants to do it. Seth McLaughlin wants to do it. There are other guys on this line headlined by O-line coach Eric Wolford. They all want to do this. And then with Tommy Rees as the offensive coordinator, he's talked about the physicality. He's talked about wanting to do those things. Not completely change the Alabama offense, but to bring back that physical, rough, tough element. This is a unit that wants to return, Corey, to a little bit of the roots, if you will.
Well, and going into this Texas game, it would be in Alabama's best interest, in my opinion, to not play quarterback roulette in that game. In other words, because Texas is going to start Quentin Ewers and have a loaded offense, I would guess not be shuffling in quarterbacks in that game. You want to have somebody pretty much have an entrenched starter to a degree, just like A.J. McCarron started the Penn State game. Wouldn't you agree you want to have somebody start and finish the majority of the game for that Texas game? Because if you try to play quarterback roulette in that game, there's a higher probability Alabama could lose that game, even though Alabama's at home.
Absolutely. And this is the reason why, Corey, that Coach Saban wants to see somebody separate in this room, whether it's the first scrimmage, the second scrimmage. And in a perfect world, he would like to see somebody separate before the first game of the season. But at the same time, we have noticed that Saban also likes to keep this thing close to the vest until the first game of the season is over, or even close to that second game of the season. But we'll definitely see how it boils down. Appreciate Corey calling in from Trussville to the show. We're going to grab this call. You are live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Steele, man? Roll Tide to everybody watching. My name is Duval from Ellenwood, Georgia.
What's going on there, Duval?
See, man, we got 26 days. I'm getting excited. I hear the mentality. Everybody ready to hit something moving. These offensive line talking about they want to make people quit. I hear the linebackers, talking about the standard. How we want to, just play good football, clean up the penalties. And everything else will take care of itself. I'm real excited, Steve. I'm really excited. I don't know who the quarterback going to be, but right now it don't even matter. If we're going to play downhill football, let's play downhill football. Let's get a two-back system, rotation, maybe three, and let's hit them in the mouth. Let's see what we got.
I mean, Duval, I'm right there with you. I'm right there. I feel like the quarterback, and I've been saying this, the quarterback will take care of itself. You got all of the pieces around that position. You got the running backs. You got the offensive line. You got outside weapons. You got tight ends. You got a defense that Kevin Steele has brought that thing back to. So let the quarterback take care of itself, and you just smash folks in the mouth.
Yes, sir. That's all I got to say, Steve. Appreciate you letting me call in, man. Roll Tide to everybody out there.
Appreciate Duval calling into the show here, folks. We got some super chats to get to right now. So how about we start this thing off with my man Eric Beasley? Eric Beasley with a $10 donation in the super chats. Eric Beasley showing off right there. And then we got Bad Boy Cards with the $2 donation showing off to us right there. And then we got Ty Alexander with $9.99 helping us out here on the show. Appreciate all of you showing up the show and the channel. And all of you guys calling in. 205-448-1358, the number 2. Let your voice be made known, 205-448-1358. Got a cool call topic here, John. This one goes to Mr. Bryce Young, former Alabama quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner 2021, number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft by the Carolina Panthers. According to the Panthers, Bryce will play first preseason game for the Panthers Saturday. Now, Frank Reich did not give the Panther media when he start the game, but Frank Reich did say Bryce Young will play Panthers preseason matchup on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing that unfold on the field in the NFL. We're going to go to another break right here on the show. When we get back, we'll dive into some offensive highlights, offensive standouts. We'll get into more of the offense from the open practice right after this.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back into the action right here from the break. Number 1 ticket for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you guys in here. We got over 200 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Tap that like button. Hit that thumbs up right there. Make this your show, your platform, your spot for Bama football. We're at 69 likes. We're going for 100, the big 100. Hit the like button. Tap that thumbs up. Show us some love here on the show. Hit that subscribe button as well. Make this your place for all things Bama football. We also have a message board, touchdownalabama.com, Touchdown Alabama Magazine, the message board. The link to the message board can be found in the chat line and in the description for those of you who are trying to be in that next wave or group of fans to help us regrow, rebuild that message board. But second topic of conversation here, John, and this one goes to more offensive highlights from the Crimson Tide in the open practice / fan day over the weekend. And we start this off with the offensive line. Offensive line is starting to round into form in terms of a starting group here up front. I mean, these guys, big, mean, physical, nasty. Tyler Booker talked about it. We want to make the opposing team quit. We want the third quarter to roll around, and they're like, my God, they're still running the football. How are we going to stop this? Tyler Booker says the mindset of everybody in the room is physical domination, and that's been set in motion by O-line coach Eric Wolford. Now, the right side of the offensive line, that's the fun side. The right side, you got the 2 IMG boys. You got Tyler Booker at right guard and J.C. Latham at right tackle. Run off that right side every chance you get. I mean, the right side, woo! You got Booker and Latham on the right side. Center remains Seth McLaughlin, comes back with the experience on his end. The left side of the offensive line is going to be fun. There's competition there, some battles going on there, but battles between really physical guys that want a shot here to start. So at left guard, we're looking at Darian Dalcourt, who's got experience, and Terrence Ferguson, Big Ferg, who came in that 2021 class. Big Ferg has risen to the challenge. Got Darian Dalcourt and Terrence Ferguson in the battle here at left guard. Now, Ferg got some reps there with that first-team offensive line, and the open practice looked really good. Ferg showed out. did his thing, showed his stuff there. And this is a guy, former 4-star from the state of Georgia in the 2021 class. You have Terrence Ferguson battling Darian Dalcourt to start there at that left guard position. When you look at left tackle, we have Elijah Pritchett and Caden Proctor. These two going at it. Pritchett from Georgia did not play a season ago due to an injury. Back this season, did not have his best moment in the spring game. Pritchett did not, but back here, fall camp, getting the work in. But Caden Proctor, the 5-star, 6'7", 354 pounds of Iowa, looked good in the open practice. Looked good also in the spring game. So Elijah Pritchett, Caden Proctor, they're going at it there at that left tackle position. So you got two battles here, at left guard and at left tackle. And the best man win. You got physicality here on this offensive line from Eric Wolford. These guys want to hit you smack dab in your mouth and take the taste out your body. That's what they want to do. They're trying to do. That is the mindset here of this group, offensive line, starting around here into form. When you look at the wide receiver room, some guys are starting to step up more. Kendrick Law, one of those guys. K-Law had a good open practice, catching passes left and right. I was told, hey, they got to get this guy the football more. Kendrick Law ain't dropping it. He catching it. They got to get Kendrick Law more so involved in this offense. Remember, he popped off back half of the season last year. 8 catches, 103 yards. Coach Saban referred to Kendrick Law as a dog. You got to get him the football. You got to get number 19 more so on the field. Isaiah Bond had a touchdown reception there in the open practice. Had some big plays out there. Yes, a drop or two, but had some big plays out there as well. You look at Malik Benson, he had some plays out there. Ja'Cory Brooks had some plays out there. Just got to get all of these guys as a whole catching the football. With the likes of Kendrick Law, you got to have that guy more on the field. And Isaiah Bond, he has the potential to be the number one guy at this wide receiver position. When you talk about his speed, his ability to get behind the defense, he's got to continue to, that ball is in your zip code, bring that football in. But even more so excited than the wide receivers, how about the tight ends, man? Let's get some love in these tight ends, man. The job Joe Cox is doing. Look at the tight ends. There were several 2 tight end sets used in the open practice. Tommy Reese getting the tight ends involved. C.J. Dupree, transfer from Maryland, can do it all. Can catch, can block, can run routes, can get open. They do everything tight end. Really like C.J. Dupree. But Amari Nyblack, this is your vertical, big play, red zone, pass catching threat at tight end. He is now 244 pounds at 6'5". The man now kind of looks like a more physical Kyle Pitts. You can put him outside, he can run routes, catch the football. You can put him in the slot, run routes, catch the football. You can put him on the end line, he's improved as a blocker, can slip out, catch the football. Guy's a bona fide playmaker. Amari Nyblack, bona fide playmaker. And then Danny Lewis Jr., boy, has he come a long way. He was rotated in quite a bit there at the open practice, just solid. Freakish build, big-time athleticism, solid tight end, can make plays all over the field. We saw a lot of 2 tight end sets in the open practice. Tommy Reese wants to get that group involved and get that group the football. And that's going to be exciting here when you look at trying to divvy up the pass plays here between the receivers, tight ends. You got running backs that can catch the ball out the backfield. Fun stuff. Real fun stuff. Speaking of running backs, this is probably the deepest, most legit group here, arguably, in college football. Davis says, hey, we're kind of spoiled at this position because you got 4 guys that can do some work right now and a 5th guy that is uberly talented. And I'm referring to Richard Young, the freshman. Uberly talented Richard Young. He's slightly behind. He's behind the other guys because some are enrollee, but Richard Young, uber gifted. But Jace McClellan, healthy, 100%. He's the number 1 right now in that room. The leadership of Rodell Williams, Jam Miller, definitely grown. Expect to see a lot of Justice Haynes. That guy's a baller. We all know this going back to high school and what he did in the spring game. And, of course, uberly talented Richard Young. So you got 5 guys there in that room. They can all play. They're all ready. You got crazy depth there. Robert Gillespie, running backs coach, has done a fantastic job. This is going to be a fun offense. Like I said, quarterback, that'll solve itself. That'll figure itself out. That'll get itself in order. You got the offensive line. These guys want to get after you. You got the running backs. Deep room, fun room, athletic room, arguably probably the best room in the country. You got wide receivers and tight ends. There's playmakers across this field. Just got to bring the football in. We're going to go to another break here, folks, in the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we return to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. We get back to you after this.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people. We're back locked and loaded in the action from the break on a Monday. Getting that week started off for you correctly. Hottest show on the streets. We're talking nothing but Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. And John, get the horn ready again. Oh, my goodness. We got Lila Gray Allen with $99.99 in the Super Chats. Holy cow. The money's pouring in here. Appreciate all of you guys making this your show. Your spot here. We talk Bama football. We got 94 likes on the show. Still aiming for that 100, possibly 150. But we got 94 likes on the show. Continue hitting the like button. Tap the like button. Give us that thumbs up. Make this your show. Make this your spot right here for all things Bama football. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. You're live on the show. How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hello?
You're live on the show.
How you doing, Stephen A? This is OJ from Clark County. First time caller, long time listener.
OJ, what's happening, brother?
3 things, 2 questions. If Miro doesn't win the starting quarterback job, do you still see him having a package if he doesn't win the job? And secondly, do we get over these wide receiver woes as far as drops, miss routes, and stuff like that? And thirdly, with the style of play we have and coming back to Tuscaloosa, ground and pound, tough defense, we have the best secret weapon in Will Riker. It's always going to come down to the last possession in a lot of games. And we have cold-blooded kicker that nobody is talking about. And I appreciate the call. God bless.
Absolutely, OJ. So I agree with you on Will Riker. Alabama does have one of the most, if not the most accurate kicker in the sport, and he's not talked about enough. Thank goodness he came back for a fifth season. And should he be called upon, which he will be, Will Riker's going to step up and drill field goals. Absolutely. When I look at Jalen Milroe, if he was to not win the starting quarterback job, there will be a package. I'm pretty sure Tommy Reese has a package already set up. There will be a package for Milroe. How often will they go to that? Remains to be seen, but there'll be a package for Milroe if in the event he doesn't win the job. Now, as far as the wide receivers, those woes will be fixed. All you got to do, if you drop a ball, give me 10 up downs. Give me 10 up downs, 10 push-ups right now if you drop a ball. And you'll do 20 push-ups in this heat, and once you get tired of this heat, you will understand, hey, I can't be dropping no balls. So put these guys in this jug machine, have them do these up downs to let them know, hey, you cannot be dropping a football. But appreciate OJ there for that call. We'll take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, what's going on, Steven? It's Khalil from Ohio.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, not much, man. Man, I just got three things to put down real quick, man. One, being an Ohio person, I have to, I have to disagree with on the best running back room in the nation. Ohio State, we, got a pretty strong room. But two, I'm also big. I follow Alabama real well. Real close. I follow your show a lot. So what you just said about what you're saying from the offense, the running backs and the tight ends. Well, I also want to say I'm very excited about Justice Haynes. I'm very excited about him. I really want to see what he can do as a true freshman. And also, with you being at practice and everything, have you seen anything like different, or can we expect something? Okay, basically what I'm saying with Tommy Reese, and I have a lot of confidence in Tommy Reese. Have you seen anything to make you think that the offense will have a significant change, or will it go back to an offense that's putting up a lot of points, or will this be a grind? Grind it out. What do you expect out of this season?
What I expect, Khalil, would be there will be some grinded out moments, absolutely. But Tommy Reese also mentioned Sunday that he's not trying to overly change Alabama's offense. So he is going to take the pieces that he has. He's going to create a lot of balance. There will be moments where Alabama will line up and say, let's pound the ball down your throat. But there will also be moments where Tommy may look on the field and see, hey, let's create some matchups here for wide receivers. Let's create some matchups here for tight ends. So it's going to be a true balance, as opposed to under Bill O'Brien, it was basically Bryce Young bail us out. With Tommy Reese, it's going to be a real true balance.
And I think people, I think around college football, people are sleeping on this tight end room in Alabama. People don't understand the talent, in this tight end room. And Amari Niblack, that's just, like I said, he's something waiting to be unleashed. The people need to watch out for him this season. Thank you, Stephen.
Appreciate Khalil there calling in from Ohio. Absolutely watch Amari Niblack. I'm telling you, 6'5", 244, built like now a more physical Kyle Pitts. But we'll take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, how you doing, Stephen? This is Rambo calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Rambo, brother, what's happening?
No, man, having a good day taking the trash out like Alabama about to take all these teams out, about to dump them straight in the trash. But, yeah, I just have two things to say. A lot of people really high on Deontay Lawson, but I seen him playing last year. He was getting caught off guard. Like, he didn't even really know the playbook last year and stuff like that. I really want to see Justin Jefferson and Jahad Campbell start, but I don't think it's going to happen because of Lawson having playing time and playing last year, but I'm not really too high on Deontay Lawson. And with the wide receivers, I'm ready to see all the wide receivers, but I don't think we're going to really have that good wide receiver until them 2 5-stars, French and Ryan Williams, come in. I see these wide receivers being situational type receivers. Like, everybody tried to make Isaiah Bond Jalen Waddle, but he is not that. He got the speed, but he's not elusive like Jalen Waddle. And that was the only 2 things I wanted to say. How do you feel about the comparison with Jalen Waddle and Isaiah Bond and how far Isaiah Bond has came along? You think that's too high for him? And I've been riding with Terrence Ferguson since he got there, and they finally given my brother a chance, man. So that was my only take on it, was Isaiah Bond. How do you feel about him, the comparison with Jalen Waddle and Deontay Lawson? Thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate Rambo calling in right there from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm also very happy to see Terrence Ferguson, Big Ferg, get that opportunity as well on the offensive line. Isaiah Bond, Jalen Waddle, it is an unfair comparison because Jalen Waddle is one of one. You're going to have one Jalen Waddle. He's one of one. So that is definitely an unfair comparison. Isaiah Bond does have speed, yes. He does have playmaking ability, absolutely. He can play inside and outside, that he can. But the Jalen Waddle comparison, very much so an unfair comparison. Now, Deontay Lawson, I know a lot of people like Justin Jefferson. I like what he did in the spring game. But going back to Coach Saban, he mentioned Jefferson still trying to get himself even more so comfortable within the defense. As he continues to get more comfortable, we could probably see Justin Jefferson being worked into those dime packages. But right now, it looks like it's going to be Deontay Lawson and Jahad Campbell at the 2 inside backer spots. Appreciate Rambo there for that call. We got the Sage with the $20 donation. Dropping the love in there. Appreciate the Sage. And how about K-Spray 1, baby? K-Spray 1 with that $1.99. And the Super Chats as well. Everybody donating, showing love, helping us out here on the platform. Appreciate you guys. Another call topic we got. Deshaun Hand, former Alabama defensive lineman, who is now with the Miami Dolphins. Deshaun Hand, who came in Alabama's 2014 signing class, 2-time national champion, 2015 and 2017, if I'm not mistaken there. Signing with the Miami Dolphins. Kudos to Deshaun Hand. He now joins Big Raekwon Davis. So Miami getting them Bama players. You got Tua, Waddle, Raekwon, now Deshaun Hand. There you go. There you go, Mike McDaniel and your Miami Dolphins. Taking a final break right here on the show. When we get back, we get into the defensive things, the defensive highlights from the open practice. Kevin Steele's got some cooking. And we'll get into it after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
This is Matt Caddell, former Alabama wide receiver, and you're listening to In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith with Touchdown Alabama magazine. And I got 2 words to say, baby. Roll Tide.
All right, people, we appreciate each and every last one of you showing love on today's show. All the phone calls, donations, super chats, YouTube chatting, making this your spot here for all things Bama football coverage. Continue hitting that like button right there. We're at 121 likes. Let's go for 150 to round out the show. We're at 121. Let's go for 150. Continue hitting the like button. We got 228 people in the chat. Tap the like button. If you haven't done so, hit that like button right there. Appreciate you guys for what you do. But final topic here, John, the conversation, the defensive highlights, defensive standouts here from the open practice. Kevin Steele has something cooking. He's back in Tuscaloosa for his third stint at Alabama. He's excited about being here. He's blessed to be back in Tuscaloosa, even though he was kind of surprised and or shocked that he got the call. But Kevin Steele's got something cooking. The last 4 to 5 seasons, Pete Golden had no idea what he had on defense. Or he did, and he had no idea of how to use it. Kind of like getting into a Tesla and not knowing which button to push to drive the car. That was Pete Golden the last 4 or 5 years with his defense. And so much so that you as Alabama fans kept asking yourselves, is there any talent here? Is there any talent on this defense at all? Does Bama's defense really have talent? I mean, Kevin Steele, I heard him 5 to 6 times talk about the talent's here. This is Alabama. We got the talent. Talent's everywhere. Talent across the board. This is Bama. Talent right here. We just got to have them playing relentless football. Just relentless, physical, disciplined, aggressive football. That's all we got to do. And Kevin Steele didn't waste much time at the podium. Like, Pete Golden would take about 30 minutes, act like this was a seminar. Kevin Steele was up there for about 10 minutes, said what he had to say, meant business, walked off, have a good day. He's got something cooking, though, where his defense is concerned. And to start this off here, Alabama looks like it's found the middle linebacker that can give it the nasty, dominant, effective play. Right now, it's Deontay Lawson from Mobile. When Alabama's had an in-state product at that Mike linebacker position, national championships have been won. 2009, Rolando McClain, Decatur, Alabama. 2012, C.J. Mosley, Theodore, Alabama. 2015, Reggie Ragland, Madison, Alabama. 2017, the combination of Sean Dion Hamilton out of Montgomery, Alabama, and Rashawn Evans from Auburn, Alabama. All of those were national championships. Middle linebacker from the state. Here is Deontay Lawson, 6'4", 230 pounds. Well, 6'2", my bad. Not 6'4", 6'2", excuse me, 230 pounds. And when you look at Lawson, he's gotten so much of his teammates and coaches talking about him. Nick Saban praised him on Sunday. Kevin Steele talked about, this guy, very smart, highly instinctive, a guy that has time on the job, a guy that gets it, huge work ethic, understands the importance of improving himself and improving the defense. When you look at Tyler Booker, he sat there and said, hey, D-Law has taken charge of the defense. He's taken ownership of it for himself. The leadership's been spread across the room. When you look at Malachi Moore having leadership, Justin Eboigbe having leadership, Dallas Turner having leadership, but Deontay Lawson has taken charge of that entire room. That's big there. Really big there. So, and then you look at Malachi Moore, who talked about D-Law has become a more vocal guy. He's talking, he's speaking, he's commanding the room in terms of his voice. Leads by example, absolutely, but being more vocal also. So Deontay Lawson looks to be the middle linebacker there, if you will. So that's fun there. The defensive secondary, though, that's where the real action is, because get the chance to look at that at the open practice. So when Alabama's in base defense, which is 3-4 regular, which you'll rarely be in, when Alabama's in base defense, you got Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terrion Arnold, both your corners, ironically. Well, absolutely, both those are your corners. Your two safeties, you would have Malachi Moore and Caleb Downs. When Alabama goes into nickel, the secondary would look like this. You would have Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terrion Arnold, both of your corners. At that nickel position, therein lies Malachi Moore there. At your two safeties, you got Caleb Downs and Devontae Smith. Not the receiver, the DB, who came from Ohio in the 2021 class. Devontae Smith has come alive. 6 feet, 194 pounds. Understands the defense. Bigger now, stronger now, not making the mental mistakes that plagued him earlier in his career at practice. Team's got a lot of confidence in him now. So Devontae Smith, when Alabama goes nickel, he would be looked at as that one of the starting safeties there. In the dime package, this is where it could get really interesting because there's a situation where your defense, your secondary could be Caleb Downs, one safety, Devontae Smith, the other safety, Earl Little at star, Malachi Moore at money in the dime package, and your two corners, Steele, Kool-Aid, and Terrion. This is a very athletic defensive secondary. A lot of moving pieces. You're trying to get the best 5 to 6 guys in the field. But how it's starting to look there at open practice, Saban trying to get all the dogs out there. And I'm for it. Get them all out there. Get all of the athletic ball hogs on the field. Put as many of them out there on the field as you possibly can. Get them all out there. Get them all out there, lighting folks up, picking the football off, making plays. Get them all out there. And it's not just, Nick Saban and Travaris Robinson with the secondary. Kevin Steele's making his rounds, seeing how the DBs are looking, progressing, handling things out there. So the linebacker play, secondary play, defensive line's got 14 guys deep on that rotation. Kevin Steele's got some cooking, and he's ready to unleash it. I kind of felt like there were times Pete Golding had the defense handicapped the last few years. Had them they were playing with like one hand tied behind their back. Now these guys are off the chain. They ready to get after you and really show their stuff. So this is going to be a fun season here for this Alabama defense. Knocking on this wood here that this all comes into fruition. But we got some more super chats. We got Jonathan McMillan in the building with a $10 donation. Drop the love there in the bucket. McMillan, drop the love in there. And then we got Bad Boy Cards back in here again with a $3 donation. Showing love of the show. Always Bama fans, you want the best in news, notes, entertainment, fun, conversation, that being Crimson Tide football. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio needs. Check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, or iHeartRadio. Got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link in the description. If you're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition of TDA, the magazine, here's what you do. You go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join, become a member and or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. And gotta show some love to you, the Bama fans, for all the calls, donations, super chats, love that you show us right here on this channel. Gotta show some love to my man John Aubrey in the production studio, handling that business right there as he does. Till next time, folks, husbands love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, too. Not be bored indefinitely. Get that schoolwork done there. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself. Protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, and your man Stephen Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.